Hi, I'm Riyadh from Right Home Realty.
Hello, Will Ellis from Right Home Realty.
Hi, I'm ADERAN Sookhoo from Sookhoo Law.
Perfect. Thanks, ADERAN, for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you guys for having me.
And I'm excited about this. Describe your business and what makes you stand out.
So, Sookhoo Law Professional Corporation, I'm the principal lawyer. I am a law firm, and we do real estate, wills, estates, civil litigation, and corporate law. We also are in the Toronto region, but we also do mobile services to Durham region and Scarborough and all of Markham. And as people need to, we kind of help as much as we can.
When you say mobile or mobile, was it mobile?
Mobile. Something like that.
Services, what does that entail?
So let's just say you have an elderly family member who can't leave the home, or you have children where you cannot actually travel, or you can't, meet the regular 9 to 5 lawyer.
Right.
We're able to travel evenings and weekends, sometimes depending on circumstances, to meet and help clients. So it does work.
Very nice.
That's great.
Okay, so tell us about your background. Where'd you come from? How'd you get here?
Born and raised in Toronto. I'm from Toronto. I was born Wellesley Hospital specifically, but raised in Scarborough area. And but my background is actually Trinidad and Tobago. My family's from the Caribbean, and we've been here for I don't know how many years now. So many years.
More than 40.
More than 40 at least.
Perfect. And so what motivates you every day?
Well, I like helping people. I think that's probably one of the biggest things. People need help, whether it be legal services, whether it just be legal advice, or just clarification. Sometimes lawyer documentation, legalese, can sound very complicated and can be scary at times.
Yep.
And just to help and just make them understand, like, look, this is what is being said in layman's terms. So when you hear like a phrase like void ab initio, it's just void or no longer relevant or canceled off the bat. Stuff of that nature, which just makes it very clear to the common person.
Yeah, I think that's why we all get along, because we all have this idea to help everyone, right? So
Exactly. So when people approach you, though, what's the most common misunderstanding of lawyers?
That we are either stuck up or very stoic. And yes, sometimes that can happen, sometimes that can be true. Sometimes we have to kind of keep a solid face, especially when dealing with certain circumstances.
Of course.
But generally, lawyers are people just like anybody else. And we deal with, talking with people, having fun, making jokes. And especially once the work is over, we're just like you. And to be example, I play video games. I like watching movies. Same things I like.
Video game. What video games do you play?
StarCraft. I play Final Fantasy VII. The new one's coming out recently. All these different things.
you spokesman for them as well.
Yeah, I know.
Hashtag Sony. There we go.
Wow. Okay. So I guess that's how you like to spend your downtime.
Whenever I get my downtime, that's one of my favorite things to do. Just kind of relax, turn off my brain, and just have
But like us, he loves food.
That is true.
I saw a video of you two getting up. Yes. Well, food's important.
Of course.
Food's the foundation. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, we all need to eat.
Yep.
Yeah.
There you go.
No questions at all.
Oh, perfect. That's good. And then also, when people come to you for your services, what are they always surprised to find out?
Well, probably one of the most scary things to find out is sometimes the price. But that's sometimes how easy it is. Some things you don't even need a lawyer for.
Right.
And this is what I always like to tell clients, like, look, you may not even need me for these things. Sometimes you do, sometimes you don't. And especially if it's something simple, here's an example of how you can do it. Do you want to try to do it? Go ahead. And if you need, we're always here. But sometimes we'll at least tell them, like, look, this is a situation where you need a lawyer. And then at least they know they have the ability to get a lawyer, or they have the ability to try it on their own, depending on the urgency, depending on the complexity.
Right, and so I know you've sort of helped some of my people with landlord-tenant matters. So when it comes to like a landlord-tenant issues, I think people don't realize at times that a real estate lawyer like yourself would be a good advocate to support a landlord. Like, what kind of advice or support can you provide a landlord if they're looking for someone to help them do something? So
probably one of the biggest advice to a landlord is definitely speak with a lawyer or somebody who does landlord-tenant board, or at least speak with the landlord-tenant board. Many times have you had the situation where a landlord doesn't speak with anybody and they start giving forms or documents that are handwritten. And then you find yourself in a situation where none of that is binding or legal. You have to look at the landlord-tenant board, you have to look at their forms. And most of those forms can be done yourself, so it shouldn't be something you have to run and find a lawyer for, but at least find out what you need to do. And that's probably one of the biggest things to look for.
And I think that's important to know that, because I think many landlords, which you've experienced, don't understand that you're in a business. You know, if you're renting out your place to someone, it's a business, and you got to treat the people with a bit of respect.
Yes.
And also document everything.
Yes, and one of the big things with landlord-tenant board, a tenant versus a landlord, tenants usually have more rights, and you
Yes.
need to be very watchful of that. You have to always be making sure that you're protecting your interests, but also protecting or making sure you're meeting their rights. Because if you find that you go before the landlord-tenant board and you haven't done those things, it's not to your favor.
Yeah. So the next question is, what's your favorite local businesses? Like, it can be food, it can be just any place you shop.
Well, one of the places that I was actually thinking about, on my way over here especially, was 8-Bit Bean Cafe, which is in the middle heart of Whitby.
On Brock Street.
Yeah, they have
Yes.
video games,
Oh my
nice
God,
drinks.
that place. Yes, I was there the other day. Okay. You've been there?
I've been there a couple times. It's pretty nice.
I've driven past, I've actually never went in yet.
Yeah, I haven't been there for a little while, but I remember going probably like just before the pandemic, I believe it was.
Yeah, it looks busy.
Yep.
Constantly.
Yep, I need to go back because I like my coffee and I like my video games, and it's
So
fun.
in there are actual video games you can play?
Yes. For like last time that I was there, I know they had what's the one with the balls going?
Oh,
on?
pinball.
Yeah, pinballs.
Pinball, yep,
And
yep.
they had some arcades as well. Like
You know, I
that.
saw you struggling with that. I
Took me
knew where
a
you were
second
going,
there.
and I was like, let's see how long he could sort of drive before we help. Well, no, that's great. Any other places?
Off the top of my head, not at the moment. That's one thing that kind of popped in my head. That it's only
So it's called 8-Bit Cafe,
8-Bit Cafe.
Four Corners of Whitby.
Yeah, right in downtown.
Yes, perfect. And what's one of your biggest surprises while owning your practice?
A couple of big surprises. One would be the availability of mobile services for especially lawyers.
Right.
Many lawyers only work the 9 to 5,
Yeah.
and they just go home after 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock. Sometimes that's it. The work's done.
Yeah.
Unless it's something urgent, they'll be at the office. But like I said, sometimes just going and visiting clients is a very important thing. And just the lack of that out there in the market was a very, one to kind of meet wherever I can, or meet clients however I can.
Is there an extra cost for you being mobile?
Depending on the location.
Okay.
If it's close to in one of the offices, we don't charge. But if it's a good of a, like I think once I actually drove out to Niagara, yes,
Yeah. Okay.
we did.
Niagara, Waterloo, I think you know
Yep.
what I mean, yeah.
Another thing would be time. At least owning a business, time becomes a very valuable resource.
So important.
Every minute, I live by my schedule now, and if I don't have a schedule, I'm kind of lost.
That's
Yes.
every entrepreneurial's mindset, right?
That's how it goes.
Yeah.
I schedule everything. You have to. I don't like that. I love looking at my agenda, and I don't write everything in there, but it's in my brain. But because of Park Bench, I have to put everything on my calendar, and I love when I have like an evening call. It's free. You can do whatever you want. I love that. Rare. You can do whatever you want.
Evening call sleep. That's nice.
That's good.
Perfect.
Well, thank you, Aaron, for coming.
Thank you guys for having me. Thank you everyone for listening.
Well, no, we appreciate you coming in.